The human energy field is a powerful guiding source that we all have access to, but some people are more connected to it, more aware of it than others. And I want to help guide you in tapping into your energy field through understanding the human energy field. So, when you really tap into the human energy field, this actually starts to awaken a lot of things that were really held dormant within you for your entire life. So, to truly tap into your human energy field and really the goddess within, you must become more self aware. You have to understand your core values. And I talk about a lot about core values in all of my podcast episodes on my social media. And I do have a free download for you if you want to assess your core values, how in alignment you are both giving and receiving of your core values. You can find that download on my website. That is kaleroberts.com. Just click on the Start Here tab and you can download that free core values assessment. But understanding your core values will help you become more self-aware because now you know what is important to you and then how in alignment you are with these things, both giving and receiving. You can see how in alignment your external environment, your relationships, and your choices are all in accordance to your core values. This can also help you bridge the gap in understanding what's keeping you stuck within your manifestations. I feel like so many people are living a life that they feel like they have to be doing certain things in order to achieve more or less peer pressured goals, wants, and desires in life. When we really begin to slow down, take a really good look inward and understand what is most important to us, this is when we can start to understand maybe we were pursuing things in our life that just were out of alignment for our highest and best good. And now we can more readily step into alignment with everything that we desire. But we have to be open to always learn about ourselves. We have to understand and become aware of our trauma and triggers. And through this deeper understanding, this deeper connection, and this deeper yearning for healing and understanding of your truth and your authenticity, this is where you can begin to really start to cultivate true self-awareness. There's so many other different forms of self-awareness though. So you can be in flow state, which we'll go into a little bit later on. Also understanding how to balance your energy systems, understanding the human energy field, and then balancing your masculine and feminine energy, as well as understanding your traumas and triggers, including your actions and reactions to them, and where you are in your healing journey in accordance to those events and how heavily they're influencing you in the now moment. You can also start practicing different movement exercises, whether it be yoga or hiking or dancing, just really getting in tune with your body, as well as practicing breath work. Breath work is one of the most powerful ways to not only calm our nervous system, but also get back into our body and in tune within our body. And then also, I always love this, is trying new things, being adventurous and exploring. Whenever we try new things, we're going to discover new things about ourselves, whether it's we're naturally good at something we didn't even realize we were, or it could be we have no idea what we're doing. And this can really expose some areas of our life that we can really begin to understand maybe how to use our hands more or trying a new language, right? So there's so many different ways that you can start to explore yourself through trying new things. So I did mention flow state, and flow state is learning to tap into your internal guiding system, which is your intuitive center, and then sense into it enough to be freely guided by it. My key word for this year is flow. When we're not in flow, we're going to be more stressed. When we are in flow, things are going to just move along smoothly. Now, with that being said, life is life. There's going to be challenges that arise, and the best way for us to move through challenges as they arise is to tap into essentially the path of least resistance, understanding what is in flow state for me, what is serving my highest and best good in this moment. And when we really slow down and begin to ask ourselves those questions, we can start tapping into this flow state more readily and then understanding our intuitive center in a more connected way. Therefore, understanding our human energy field every step forward towards our goals. So human energy, there's so many different types of human energy that we can talk about. There is Reiki, Chi, Ki energy. There is your intuitive center. There's your energetic body. There's your emotional energy field. There is your auric field. And each one of these fields has a different range and depth to it. But essentially, the human energy field is fully encompassing all these different aspects of your energetic centers. You can have your chakra centers, your devalanced masculine, feminine energy centers. You can also have your auric center, which is the totality of your human energy field. When you start to connect into your body, you can start to sense into these subtle energy bodies, which is subtle energy pathways or channels, and really begin to understand if there's certain imbalances in certain areas or if everything is flowing smoothly. Understanding your human energy system means that you are balanced within so that you can create balance outside of you. This essentially is considered the ripple effect. Now, with the human energy field, like I mentioned, it does encompass several different aspects of energy bodies. You have your divine masculine and divine feminine energies. We're going to go into what exactly this means in just a moment. But when you get in tune with your divine masculine and divine feminine energies and understand where you are in alignment with both of these things, which area might be more out of balance, which area might be more in balance. And sometimes you can be overbalanced, right? Where you're not necessarily lacking, but you're too strong in a certain area and you need to pull it back just a little bit. But again, we're going to go into all of that in just a bit. Then you also have Reiki, Chi, and Ki energy. This also can be known as like the Holy Spirit or your spiritual body if you are religious at all as well in Western religions. What this is essentially you are tapping into your energetic channeled pathways within your body. You are sensing into your intuition. You understand when you're harboring emotion. You are intuitive and empathic, probably more connected to those areas of your being. Your intuitive center is constantly guiding you. It's constantly telling you, beware, or yes, this is safe, be guided forward. Now, there is a difference between traumas and triggers, that subconscious program, and your intuitive center. And to fully tap into your human energy field, it is very important to understand the difference between the two. Your intuition is going to be a very fast feeling or sensation or thought that comes into your body. If it's a trauma or trigger, these are going to linger, fester, if you will. This is going to be just like that nagging, reoccurring thought that mulls over in your head over and over and over again. You can't quite seem to kick it. So that's one really quick way to tell the difference between if it is an old trauma or trigger that's emerging, therefore a subconscious program that's just trying to keep you safe, or if this is your intuition. Again, your intuition is going to come fast and it's just going to be that quick thought or feeling within your body that comes in really suddenly and then it leaves. It's not like it lingers and you're obsessing over this thought, for days on end. So masculine and feminine energy. Your masculine energy is the characteristics of being focused and logical and really having structure in your life, being goal oriented, being driven. It is yang energy. And then feminine energy is being receptive and fluid, being empathic, sensual, connected to your emotions, nurturing and spontaneous and creative. And it is that yin energy. So the secret sauce is finding balance within both. Now, different relationships, different scenarios, different environments are going to require different aspects of you to emerge, different aspects of this masculine or feminine energy to emerge. So you can be really connected with your emotions, right? Being connected to your emotion is that feminine energy. But if you're too emotional, you dwell in these emotions for a long time, that's an unhealthy balance of the feminine energy. Now, on the contrary, if you totally block out emotions, you suppress them, you don't want to address them, you act like they're not there, you only want to dwell in everything's great, I'm so happy, I'm so positive, but even though you might be stressed and you're not dealing with it, then that is a blockage of the feminine energy. You're trying to be more structured and disciplined, which is an advert operation or running system of the masculine energy. So it is really important here to be very self-aware, not self-judgment, not self-critical, but self-aware. If you are feeling tension within your body, this is there for a reason. This is a call for you to slow it down, bring it back into your body through your breath, connect inward, and feel, what am I feeling? What emotion am I feeling? And connect into that. If you have an unwanted emotion that you are feeling, and obviously you don't want that emotion to be there anymore, instead of suppressing it and acting like it's not there, or even doing the opposite of what that emotion is, it's best to ask yourself, what can I do in this moment right now to help me honor this emotion so that I can move through this emotion more quickly? And then this emotion will not be there. This unwanted emotion will not be there anymore. So the typical rule of thumb here is you don't really want to be holding on to one particular emotion surrounding a situation or relationship for more than 48 hours. If it's lasting more than 48 hours, this is an unhealthy attachment. And it doesn't matter whether the emotion is positive or negative. I'll give you an example here. So, like, let's say you have a trip coming up in 5 weeks. Natural excitement is going to happen when you book the trip, right? Natural excitement is going to happen a couple days before you take the trip. But if you're so like, oh my God, I'm just so excited for 5 weeks, 5 weeks straight surrounding this trip, uh, that is an unhealthy imbalance of that emotion of excitement. Now, same thing goes for anger. If you're angry at a person or a situation, anger is a natural human emotion. You're justified in being angry for, a day or two. But if you're holding on to this intense angry feeling for 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, that's very unhealthy. So there is that spectrum of human emotion. Every human being is born with a spectrum of emotion. As human beings, we are supposed to feel this spectrum of emotion. We're supposed to honor and move through these emotions. But if we're holding on to any of these emotions, whether good or not so good feeling, then this is going to create a very unhealthy imbalance within our energy systems. So breathing back into the body, getting regrounded and reconnected within these energy systems is extremely important when you are becoming more aware of the human energy field. So when you awaken your feminine energy, you can do this by slowing down, relaxing, becoming more receptive, not having to go anywhere or do anything. You're just able to go with the flow. So really getting tapped into your feminine energy can actually help you understand how to create more balance within both masculine and feminine energies. Again, slowing down, relaxing, becoming more receptive. And what I mean by that, becoming more receptive, is receive what is going on within your body. Again, if you're feeling that tense feeling, slowing down, breathing into your body, becoming receptive of what is going on. Don't judge the answer. Just ask yourself to receive. What is happening? Why am I feeling tense? What can I do to honor this feeling so that I can come back to equilibrium, if you will? So it's very important that you are assessing, especially when you have unwanted emotions in your body. And when you go through this assessment, you can tap back into creating that balance again, that harmony again within your energy system. So then you might wonder, how do you tap into your masculine energy? Well, you do this by setting, creating healthy boundaries. This is a huge first step in honoring your masculine energy. And I know, through working with a lot of my clients, A lot of people that I work with have a hard time setting boundaries. Most of the people that I work with are recovering people pleasers. Their natural state of being is thinking about what everyone else is thinking and how what their action is going to make someone else feel. Now, this is great. It shows, obviously they have a good heart, but at the end of the day, they're sacrificing their own happiness and themselves in order to make everyone else happy. The longer that this behavioral pattern goes on, the more that people will start to recognize that you're a people pleaser and you're willing to basically give whatever you can to make someone else happy, even if it means that you're throwing yourself under the bus to do so. This is naturally going to start attracting in more narcissists, more manipulators, and more toxic relationships into your space. It's very important that if you're having unwanted circumstances or relationships play out as a pattern in your life, that you start to analyze and observe, tapping into your masculine energy of setting boundaries, especially healthy boundaries, more frequently. Now, this is going to take practice for you to not feel so uncomfortable within your body as you're doing this. But my love, anything is possible as long as you have the desire to want to create and cultivate a healthier lifestyle, including healthier relationships. So your masculine energy is more or less your protector energy. It is the assertive and the creative energy that speaks your truth and stands up for yourself. Your masculine energy would say things like, thank you, but no thank you, or that doesn't work for me, or, right now is not a good time, but check back in a week. This is creating clear boundaries, standing up for yourself, allowing others to know where you stand without having to put them down. When your masculine and feminine energies work together, you create a more harmonious life for yourself, which is why finding balance is so important. You'll know when to move forward, when to step back, when to stay still in certain life situations because you're so interconnected with your intuitive center. You know what situations are going to require a little bit more of your masculine energy and more, that more assertive energy. And then what other situations are going to require more feminine energy where you can kind of just like chill out and just go with the flow. So even as a woman, masculine energy is very important to have, but in balance. Every human being has both masculine and feminine energy. So finding the balance that works best for you is very important. And when you start to assess your energy and how you're showing up in your day-to-day life and in different relationships and in different environments, you actually might be pretty surprised. For me, I thought I was way more masculine energy dominant than I was feminine energy dominant. But then when I started to learn about the energy systems, I actually realized that I'm really creative. I like to just go with the flow. I'm very receptive. I'm intuitive. I'm a natural caretaker. I have all of these things that are actually very feminine qualities. And, years ago when I was learning about this, my boundaries sucked. I had no boundaries. I had a really hard time standing up for myself. I had a really hard time speaking my truth. And my masculine energy was very out of balance. So now, because I'm aware of them, I can start to assert my boundaries more readily. I have no problem speaking up for myself now, sharing my truth, but I'm also connected into when I should just relax, chill out, and go with the flow. So I definitely encourage you to really start to assess how you're showing up within your life situations, your environments, your relationships, and for yourself. This does mean that you're going to have to slow down a bit to assess. So slowing down means that you might find uncomfortable feelings within you. Feelings like boredom, maybe you're feeling some fear around certain situations, or anxiety, worry, frustration. Now, it does actually take courage to slow down, to really connect in with your true feelings and really be one with your divine feminine goddess, to sit quietly with yourself and really gently assess what's going on there so that you can best honor whatever you end up finding. I feel like the culture that we live in actually promotes this masculine energy as the dominant energy. And although this is great because I feel like women are so strong and independent, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Hello, strong independent woman over here. But with all of that being said, it's creating such a massive imbalance towards people being very disconnected from their feminine energy and overly attached to their masculine energy, that disassociating themselves from that so that they can reconnect back in with their feminine energy can create this really uncomfortable shift in the energy of the collective. But when we all have the intention to want to do better for ourselves so that we can go out into the world and do better for the ones that we love and the lives that we do have an impact on, because every single one of us, you better believe it, every single one of you has a life that you are impacting in some way, has multiple lives that you positively impact in so many different ways. And the more that you start to tap into what is going on within you, assessing your internal feelings, your emotion, and your human energy, and then honoring that the best that you can from moment to moment, this is going to create that positive ripple effect that you always hear me talk about. So, to balance your masculine and feminine energies, ask yourself these questions. Which energy, masculine or feminine, do you need to cultivate more of or connect deeper with? What will it look like when you bring both masculine and feminine energy into balance? Which energy system do you need more of? Do you need to be more doing energy, which is that masculine energy? Or do you need to be being energy, that go with the flow energy, which is that feminine energy? Do you need to be more allowing or assertive? How can you start to speak up for yourself more? And in what ways, how can you be more easygoing? And are you speaking your truth and creating healthy boundaries? These are some powerful questions to ask yourself. Now, I do recommend you go and assess these. If you don't know how imbalanced you are with your masculine and feminine energy, rewind this a little bit, re-listen to those questions again, really be honest and truthful with yourself, and allow yourself to receive without judgment the answers to these questions, and then begin to practice how you can become more balanced with both masculine and feminine energy. So, tapping into the human energy field requires a deeper sense of self. When you understand your internal energy systems and how to balance them day to day, moment to moment, you'll have a much better and deeper sense of self. You will understand how to create and honor better situations that are in accordance to what is most important to you. You can honor your needs, honor those feelings. And in doing this, this will ultimately be able to help you communicate your wants and needs with others. Because you know yourself so deeply, you can create better communication and express these wants, needs, and desires to your loved ones. This can create clear, calmer communication, especially in times of chaos, or if there's an argument going on, or if there's something that you're uncomfortable with, but you really need to address it. Really understanding and connecting in with yourself can create more powerful communication skills when dealing with life situations that might not feel too good to you. So then tapping into heightened emotional intelligence. So because you have a deeper sense of self, your emotional intelligence will also begin to heighten naturally. You can connect into it and understand yourself on a much deeper level. Therefore, you're going to be able to understand others on a much deeper level too. This will just naturally increase your compassion, your empathy, and even your intuition. Again, the more that you know about yourself, the more that you're able to balance your masculine and feminine energy, the more that you can understand like what chakras are in balance, what chakras are out of balance, the more that you start to understand different personality types, your love language. There's so many different ways that you can start to understand yourself. This can not only help you better honor your wants, needs, and desires, but it can also help you have better compassion, empathy, and even intuition for other people. Because now that you know yourself, you can also begin to recognize certain patterns in other people that either you really resonate with, right? You totally get what they're going through. So now you have more compassion with them. Or you can understand that they're just trying to do their best and maybe part of their way is lost, and you can love them and communicate with them in a different manner than you ever did before, because you have more compassion, because you have more empathy, because your intuition has been deepened and your emotional intelligence is heightened. So then when you ascend into elevated consciousness, your emotional intelligence naturally becomes heightened. The more that you know, the more that you elevate your consciousness and awareness in life. And the more that you know, the deeper you can create emotional intelligence. So this will help you really understand how to take a bigger picture type of view in life. You will understand the power of your personal ripple effect out into the world and begin taking more aligned actions to continue to elevate the collective consciousness of the world. This is so powerful because the more that we are committed to connecting in with ourselves, the more that we are committed to understanding ourselves, the more that we're committed to learning ourselves, the more that we will naturally become connected to the outside world. Tapping into you, understanding you, healing you, honoring you, doing what is best for you is not selfish by any means, my love. And you need to understand that when you're doing this work, this is powerful work. And when you really stay committed to doing this work because you want to do better for yourself, this is naturally going to have the ripple effect out into the lives of the people that you love the most. Now, this all brings me to my exciting announcement of the Goddess Collective membership, which is my membership site that just launched. The Goddess Collective membership literally has all of my content, all of my resources under one roof. This is a monthly membership site that has 5 different signature courses, which includes Goddess Soul Activation Academy, Manifesting Like a Boss Bitch. Manifesting Money is another course that's in there, my Money Mindset Masterclass. The Energetics of Success, which really talks about energy systems even deeper and how you can start to regulate these energy systems in accordance with your life goals. There is also my exclusive emotional intelligence course. The Goddess Collective membership has the first look at my emotional intelligence course before it is released to the public. I'm actually going to be putting all of my content first into the Goddess Collective before it is released to the public. There's also over 20 different resources, including meditations, hypnosis, journals, and mini workshops, as well as bi-monthly coaching calls, which are paired with the new moon and the full moon cycles, as well as monthly guest expert coaching calls. I'm going to invite different coaches to come in and teach you things like breath work, inner child healing, connecting in with your menstrual cycle, with your divine feminine energy, and utilizing all of this to become a more healed, powerful manifester and influencer in the life that you live. If you want to sign up for the Goddess Collective membership, all you have to do is go to my website, which is kaleroberts.com. Click on the Start Here tab, and that's where you're going to find all of the information for the Goddess Collective membership. I am so excited to be sharing these resources with you. It just feels so aligned to have everything, all of my content under one roof. That way, this can have the most powerful, profound impact on your life so that you can go out into the world and be the best human being that you've ever imagined yourself being. Of course, I'm always here for you. If you have any questions, I would be happy to help assist you along the way. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am sending you all my love, all my light. Thank you for being here with me today. And until next time.